Hello, my name is Sean McDowell. I'm a developer for CloudBD, and today I'm excited to give you a quick demo of CloudBD on AWS. CloudBD is a cost-efficient, higher throughput, and more durable alternative to EBS volumes with a no capacity planning, consumption-based billing model. On my screen, I have a terminal open to an EC2 instance that has the CloudBD software installed and a remote configured to write to an S3 bucket in the US East 2 region. And behind the terminal, I have the Amazon Web Console open. See the bucket we'll be using today for creating disks. The CloudBD disk driver accesses this bucket using an IAM user credential key pair. And we've created an IAM user with a policy restricted to just this CloudBD data bucket. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new disk. So we'll take a look at the remote. There's currently no CloudBD disks on this remote, so we'll create our first disk. Just name it disk 1, and we'll make a 128 terabyte disk. All right, so we see we have a new disk 1 on remote. In order to use this disk, we're going to want to attach it to a server. So let's attach it to this server. CloudBD disks are attached to servers similar to the way file systems are, using the CBD tab file instead of the FS tab file. So we'll put a line entry in our CBD tab file for our new remote disk 1. And we'll restart the driver. Disks that are specified in the CBD tab file are auto-started when the server starts up as well. So our new disk should be in the, yep, there it is. It's in the dev mapper directory. We'll take a look at it, the ls block. So Linux sees it as a 128 terabyte disk. At this point, if we take a quick peek into the S3 bucket, there's a CloudBD folder. We haven't written any data to the disk yet. All we've done is create and attach it, so there is no data directory here yet. We just have this disks directory with a small 1 kilobyte disk descriptor. So let's create a file system on our new disk so we can mount it and write some test data. This at /mount. Okay, so the new file system has been mounted. It sees it as 128 terabytes available. If we refresh our S3 bucket, creating the file system has wrote some data to the disk. We'll take a peek down at the data blocks. Okay, so the new file system with no files yet is using 7 blocks on the disk. So we have a 128 terabyte capacity file system on our server, but our actual usage so far for the month is only 14 megabytes. So our cost is whatever 14 megabytes costs on S3. It's very low. We're going to go ahead and write our first test file to the disk. Just write a bunch of zeros. And let's write 10 gigabytes of data with a sync. This instance I'm on is a 10 gigabit networking instance, so our expected max throughput is about 1 gigabyte per second. There we go, 1.1 gigabytes per second. CloudBD can support over 2 gigabytes per second of throughput from instances that have 25 gigabit networking. I look in the mount directory, I see my test data file. I refresh the blocks in the S3 bucket. I see that there's now more than 300 blocks. So there's probably thousands of blocks now for this 10 gigabyte test file. CloudBD disks are extremely durable. So because all of this data is stored in S3, each terabyte of data has an expected failure rate of just one of these 2 megabyte blocks every 100,000 years. So high durability disks. Another really nice feature besides being thinly allocated is that if you delete data from the disk, I delete my test file, and issue an FS trim. The disk recovers that storage space from your S3. So I'll refresh this again. My 10 gigabytes of data that I was using on the disk is back down to just I'm down to 9 file system metadata blocks. So my usage went from 10 gigabytes plus metadata for the file system back down to just the file system metadata. So reduces the amount of money that the disk is going to cost each month back down to almost zero. If I'm done with the disk and I no longer want it, it's really easy to clean up CloudBD disks as well. We'll just unmount it and we'll stop the disk. If I look in the dev mapper directory, I see that the disk is no longer attached to this server. At this point, I could tell it to not auto try and attach it, clearing it out of my CBD tab. And now the disk is still present on the remote, so I could attach it to another server, or if I was completely done with the disk and just wanted to delete it, I could destroy the disk. There we go. And now if I refresh my S3 bucket, I should see that there's no longer any objects under the CloudBD directory. So I hope this demo has been helpful in showing how easy it is to use CloudBD. If you'd like to try out CloudBD disks for yourself, we have an unlimited duration, no credit card required trial tier available from our website at cloudbd.io. Thank you.